Well, I'm walking in this beautiful swamp to search for soda bottles today. But I had to document how beautiful it is in here because of these wisteria that's growing wild in this area. These are pretty prolific. They're beautiful, they smell great. A lot of people don't like them down here because they are very invasive, but in this condition they fit in pretty well. We're in a sort of a derelict area of an urban environment, and as we walk through this area, I'm fighting to walk through it, to be honest with you, because we are in swamp, deep, dark, insidious swamp. And there used to be a dump here, not an old one. We've talked about this one before. As a matter of fact, my last video before the one you're going to see next, it was shot here. So as you can see, I'm really bushwhacking this whole area to get to where I need to get, which is on the total other side and toward the back where bottles still prevail. So let me end right here for now with the beautiful wisteria and the mysterious swamp it's in. I had to also show this in this devastated land that's been bulldozed and abused. Beautiful things do show up from time to time. These little flowers are great. They're all through here. The terrain, though it was pretty much all the same before this all happened to it, it has now become small individual like ecosystems. Certain plants now only grow in certain areas, and you see that a lot around here. So this is getting to be a damn nature video. I'm looking for bottles though, I still am, so there we have it. Now here's a bottle that might fool future diggers. It's a federal law in 1950s. It says 1788 on it though. And so that's the established 1788. There's also a man's face on it. I think this is old Kentucky. So and the date on there looks like it's a 56, which Armstrong, that's the Armstrong company. So we know 56 would be probably accurate. So just to show you where we're up against, we'll keep going. Well, I always talk about this sometimes especially when I'm here. When you're in a dump and you see nylons like this, you know you're in the 50s. 40s, they were still using silk. Nylon came in the 30s. Not everybody could afford it. But by the 50s, this stuff was prevalent everywhere, and you're going to see it. Right now, I didn't do much except pick out the patent office Coke, a little chip on it. This is, of course, Lee and Perns. And as you can see, I'm hitting dump. It's just that I'm not hitting anything that I'd worry about. But it's all down here in a very thin layer, right on the water line. So let me dig a little further. If I come up with another soda, that's what I'm looking for right now. I'll let you know. Not much to look at, but it's turning pink, and it's a little vinegar cruet of some sort. It's older than most stuff around here, so that's one thing that's for sure. It's just very difficult because there's all kinds of stuff here, and there's a Coke right there. I don't know what kind of Coke it is, but I know it's okay. Another post office another local, so I don't know about that one. I have so many of those local Cokes that, especially, I have 1 or 2 post office, maybe 3, but that's it. Other than that, they're pretty common though in the 50s, so that's what we're talking about. But we're going to, what's this right here? Oh, this is cool. The lid to a Magnolia. I found a small one of these, so I pulled it out of there. So that's a Magnolia, a balm that came in a clear milk glass little tray there. That's the lid to it. Okay, if I don't find anything else, this will be it. Other than that, got here. I'm walking around looking at things in the surface, and what I've just come across is something I don't see all the time, but you got a Try Me and a True Aid right next to each other, laying on the surface. Fell out of these roots here. So this soda's here. I'm gonna keep looking and see what else I can find. Try Me, True Aid, 1950s. I'm looking at a whole bunch of stuff. There's a big blue bottle right here. Nothing to write home about. But there's a soda bottle up here just hanging on. I'm gonna get that. It's a small, wait a minute. Just wait a minute there. Let me look at this for a second. Let's go up and look at what I just pulled out of the dirt. This is a Ballantine Ruby Red soda, a beer bottle. I'm sorry, I said soda. Yes, this is a Ruby Red. I think he's gonna tell you that right there on the bottom. If I rub this off. Yes, 1950. And there you have it, Royal. You can see it. It says Royal Red, 1950. I just struck out on one of the rarest soda bottles, regardless of what age in the world. A red, Ruby Red, done with gold, my friends. This is it, the height of the 50s. This was 55, 1950, showing the might of what America could put out. Here's a heavy-duty Ruby Red soda. My gosh, I'm lucky. I don't know. I didn't think I was leaving. There's nothing really here I felt enthusiastic about. But hey, I always strike out. And now I struck in. Well, I'm checking out this new gadget I have. It's a chest mount for me. I realize that a lot of my videos are bad because I have a hard time dealing with them, and so what I'm going to do is see what I can show you here. With this. So we're going to dig this out, you can see, and it turns out to be a jar. So there we have a jar so far. Nothing good. So just to see how this thing works, I want to show you some digging here. There we go. Well, there's what you get. You get that. You get what I'm talking about here. So here we go. We'll find out what's next. Well, I got a few bottles down here, and I'm gonna try to dig them out. I see that they're not much here. This one here is just extract, and this one here, right on the water line, like always. And this one here is a ketchup. Well, they're down here. I gotta just keep digging, and I'll do that. This one here is melted, so it isn't doing too good. This one, on the other hand, I don't know. That looks almost like a soda. I mean, there's stuff in here. I'm latching onto them. There's another bottle coming out. It's soft enough for me to a big medicine. This layer down here under the hard stuff, or the soft stuff rather, is it's an ink. Got an ink here, and we just still have that soda, so I gotta really concentrate on that. I don't know if it is a soda. The way things are going, I don't know. And I have to attack it from the top because, well, it's one of these, I don't know. One of those I don't know type of bottles. But anyway, that's it for now. A melted bottle, don't need it. A little, I don't know, sauce bottle, don't need it either. One of these big, I don't know what that is. Medicine for sure. This I'm going to keep, and the little ink I'm going to keep. Other than that, it's all going to the wayside. So there you go, a little live dig. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to do, but we'll try keeping it up. Well, you're just going to have to bear with me. There's a lot of mud here, and I don't want to take a chance on losing my phone on that whatever. So I'm going to show you how I can dig for these pop bottles. They're right on the water line, and you can see there's enough of them where I might be able to come across one that's in one piece, although there's a good chance there isn't. First, let's get this one. I know what this is. How do you know? It's a Herrings. Wonderful little bottle, never breaks, pretty much worthless, but okay, I can buy that one. There's a broken Coke right there, and that wasn't any big surprise. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my phone. It's a mess, and but I'm still on the Cokes here. A big, some big, there's a Coke something right down here. That is, I don't know whether it's a Coke or not. I know this here is, well, I'll be dagged. Look at that. I don't know what condition it is, but that is a new grape. So you saw me pull a new grape right out of there. So that one doesn't look bad. Okay, my camera's sort of acting up, so I'm trying to get this. We got bottles here in the hole, and I'm gonna try to do a good job of recording what I'm finding. Here's one, and this, of course, they're plain. There's nothing there. Here's another one right next to it. There's a little one. That's another plain. There's a little pocket of, there's a whole pocket of them right here. There's another bottle right there. They've all landed on this piece of a, I don't know what it is. It's very cave-in type territory here. Everything seems to be caving in, and I'm having a hard time keeping things in place. But it's all stone, and you can see how hard it is. I mean, if anything survives in here, I'll be... That's a nothing on that one. They're all in this one area. What's this? They all look like medicines to me, except for this one that looks like a... That's a capped medicine with a cap on it. There's another cork medicine. They're all coming out. There's another one right there. But none of them are really no accounts. You can see they got... And this, I'm pretty sure, I think I know what this is. I think this is an old Quaker. And it is heavily embossed old Quaker, but I don't collect them, so that still doesn't work for me. But there you go. A little, the best I can do for now. Talk to you later. Well, I'm still working this area here, and I've come up with something. Oh, I know what that is. That's California fig syrup. That was down in this mud here. And that's, you can see there's a bottle right there, and there's a bottle right there. So, and I'm hooked up to a bottle right here. Now look at that, big juggy kind of thing. There's a bottle right there. That one is. Codwell's. So we've got a Codwell's. We've got a California fig syrup. I don't know, another half-ass bottle. What's this one? Sorry about that camera work. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Keeps conking out on me, but I have bottles in this area, and if I can just get some of this junk out of here, I can dig them. You can see, I don't know if you can see, it's sort of dark in here, but there are bottles. That's one. That's a jar. That's a glass, actually, a jelly glass. That over there. Here's another. These Listerines are a dime a dozen. There's just so many of them in here. hard to... There we go. Take that off. So you can see I'm knee deep in heavy duty trash. But there are bottles here. It looks like a soda showing up. This is not in the same area where those other sodas are, so I might get lucky. It's one of these, and it's cracked. I don't like these things. They're so common. They're not really my type of bottle. It's just a super jar day, really. If you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but I mean, there's a bottle right there. I don't know what that would be. I'll move it. Another ketchup. As you can see, I'm not striking out. I mean, striking out. When it comes to finding them, I'm just striking out on the quality of them. And the situation here is that, it's, let me just dig into this and see what else we can find. Well, they sure like codwells around here because I just pulled out a big cork, or just a plain Monticello one. So, but that's a big cork. Dr. B. Codwell. Okay, that's a good one. He's down there. He's way down there. And I got another brick, and I got another melted bottle. Yeah, this water line is sort of the embarkation point to where these bottles are. That's, I don't know what that is. Where am I at? That's a little glue bottle. There's a little green top to top. This area here is usually void of bottles, so anything underneath is usually where the bottles are. But as you can see, another Listerine. These people had a problem with bad breath or something. I don't know. Listerine was used for colds too. It wasn't just a breath thing. There's a brick. So they used medicine more liberally back then for different things, and you'll find that kind of thing. But up here is a layer of bottles, along with a layer of tin and other miscellaneous junk. This here, it looks like a big old jug, and that looks like, I don't know what that is. You see that in there? I don't know if you can. It's a jar or a bottle. This is a jar, and this thing is moving, so let's get it out. And of course, we're looking at a non-impressive bottle. This is rough. This is rough. Let me get this stuff out of here and we'll keep going then. There you go. Old Caldwell's. Well, as you see, I had a major cave-in. I mean, the whole side came down, about 4 foot of it, and covered everything up. I got this area to dig. As a matter of fact, my old hole is just on the other side there. I might break over there, but other than that, there is really, just look at this. No, it's a machine made. So nothing really came out of here. Jars, whiskeys, whatever. But at any rate, I'm going. I was on my way. This is the thing I'm taking, so Take it easy. I'll see you later. Okay, third time's a charm. I'm going to review some of the bottles that I have found over the last couple of digs that I've taken, and they're all about the same time period, different places though, so we're going to sort of divide how we found them. First, let's start with the least and go with the, for me, the best. The first is the Magnolia. This is a salve or body cream of some sort. It came in a white milk glass triangular jar. There are plenty of them around, or a lot of these, and pretty common. Of course, this is a Liam Pern's lid. Here we go with the old Heinz mustard. Now, plain jar, really nothing too spectacular. 1933 mark on this from Owens, Illinois. There was mustard in this, although Heinz is well known more for its ketchup. But they put out, you know, they had what, over 60 varieties, although they claim 57. That was just a lucky number for Heinz, so he arbitrarily picked that number. But they had a lot more products going for them. This mustard was one of them. A nice, interesting jar. I thought I'd put something in it, marbles or whatever. This is one I found before. I don't know what came into it. It could be anything. Could be a food jar. Could be a perfume. You know, a body wash. It could have been anything. I looked around. I couldn't find any information about this little jar, but it's pretty. I found another one quite like it. Doing good to for gifts. People like these kind of things. And for that dig, this was the highlight as far as for me is concerned, because I look for soda bottles, and this is probably one of the most generic Coca-Cola product bottles you can get. No city name, no bottler's name. It just says Coca-Cola product on it. These were product bottles that were put out by the Coke distribution or bottlers. They would have gotten a permit to by Coke to put out Coca-Cola, so they had their own Coca-Cola bottles. But on a sideline, they were provided these bottles to put their own products in, which could be usually a soft drink made of, you know, either orange, grape, anything but Coke itself. So this bottle was a product bottle that was different styles. This one's paneled. It's an LGW, so it's a Lauren Glassworks, South Carolina. So this makes sense being found in South Carolina. But this bottle is pretty generic as far as, you know, its purpose was. Cool bottle nevertheless, considering these don't last too long very well. In that same group was this real big cork Codwell's. Now, Codwell's is famous for, you know, their varied medicines. They put out a lot of stuff. They were like Raleigh or one of them, where they just, B. Codwell, he put out different medicine, and big promoter. This is a big bottle and pretty interesting. 1930s machine made. Now, just before this dig, I was out in a 50s area, a 50s dump, and you've seen that video where I'm walking around in a swamp. Well, there's a lot of stuff out there, but nothing that really caught my eye. But a few bottles did show up. One is, of course, the famous Try Me from Alabama. This is 1955, so it falls in line with the dump it was found in. And this is sort of the end of the line for these with a embossing. There's a lot in this time period that were made with they were pyroglazed, so you'll see a lot of, I find a few smaller pyroglazed which are more rare than these bigger beverage bottles were more common, so you'll find these more often than you'll find the smaller ones. And it's a 1924, I think, or can't remember. I think 1924 patent. Try me. Now, True-Aid. Here's an interesting bottle, and this is toward the end of their embossed run. Out of Los Angeles originally, by a guy called Ward. He started this company, moved to Chicago, and created a fruit drink, a bottle, a beverage that was not, it wasn't a soda, it was actually a non-carbonated fruit drink, orange, and then he started with a grape, and there's also a green version apparently of this, like the Try Me. I have not found that yet, but these started in about 1937 or 38. They were bottled in this form, and they went all the way up until the 50s, 60s. Actually, this is still going on. This brand has been thrown around for years, taken from one company to another, dropped by one company, bought by another, and apparently they still bottle True-Aid. This was a branch of 7-Up. 7-Up actually sponsored the True-Aid. They picked it up and carried it for a long time. So this bottle's a looks like a 1955, and it's in pretty good condition. Not a very collectible bottle, not very valuable, but a cool bottle nevertheless. Now the next bottle here is very special. Beer bottles generally come in only, that I know of, 3 colors, or 3 variants, and that would be a clear, a amber, and a green. Well, this is one of the rare ones. It comes in red. The copper was the colorant for this. Some of the red was made with gold, but of course mass production of beer bottles, they wouldn't use gold, but they did come up with a formula to make a nice royal color, ruby red, royal ruby red. You can see that on the bottom here, saying royal ruby. This is a cool bottle, and they only made, like, I don't know, 5 million or something like that in 1950, which is the year I was born. This bottle was put out, so it's 70 years old, and they discontinued it. They brought it back in 63 for a little bit, and it had a short run. Obviously people did not like their beer in red bottles, but it is a unique color for a beer bottle. Now they have milk glass beer bottles. I think I said Ballantine when I found this, but this is actually put out by Schaefer, or Schlitz. I'm sorry, Schlitz. Schlitz put this bottle out, but Ballantine put out a white milk glass beer bottle, and I have that somewhere. Cool bottles, very rare, considering what, 50 million? Did I say 5 million or 50 million? Can't remember. But just remember, in 1950, 50 million, that's not a lot of bottles, considering there's probably about 20 million or 30 million people living in America at the time, if not more. So, you know, distributed across the country, 50 million doesn't go very far. So to find one of these is not an easy task. Anyway, there it is, my little collection over a couple of days of digging. Now, my season's going to be coming to an end here because of the weather's going to be warming up, and I don't dig in hot weather, so I might go off to the north, New Jersey or somewhere, and try to dig if I have the opportunity. But in the summer I do other things, and I'll put out videos, usually more descriptive videos about stories about bottles or what have you. I got an idea of doing something on historic landfills, or landfills, not dumps, but actual modern landfills, and where they are, how you see them, where you see them, and what potential they have as far as today's collectors are concerned. Anyway, I might go out a couple of more times before it gets too unbearable. In the meantime, there you have it, my little collection for this time around. See you soon. Have a great day.